Hey everyone! So today I'm going to be showing you every single drawing that I did for MerMay and my thoughts on the challenge. So here I'm painting the cover of the portfolio that I'm using to hold all of my work. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about my experience with the challenge and my thoughts. So, first of all, I was very behind almost the entirety of MerMay. I already started the challenge a couple of days late. And my normal pace for working based on how much I draw and how fast I can draw is a full drawing maybe in 2 days, which to me really isn't that bad. And so the fact that I decided to do a full drawing every single day of the month was probably a really bad idea. I definitely had a lot of fun doing it. Like, trust me, even now, I am not tired of drawing mermaids. There's so many different things you can do, and I definitely didn't get bored, but it was definitely very exhausting and very stressful to do an entire full drawing every day. So no, I'm probably not going to do the challenge again the exact same way that I did it this time, but I will definitely be participating. Maybe instead I'll, stick to sketches and line work or something. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it next year, but it's not going to be how I did it this year because there were so many other things that I wanted to do and videos that I wanted to post that I didn't really have time to get to because I was doing MerMay, which I feel like the challenge should be for fun and really shouldn't be my priority of the month, which it kind of was this month, and I don't think that was good. So yeah, I'll definitely be doing that differently from now on. In terms of improvement though, I'm not sure if my drawing skills actually improved, but I'm sure they did a little bit. But when I look at my work throughout the entire month, I don't really notice much improvement. Maybe you will. You can let me know if you do. But I do think that I got better at drawing faster. And also, I think that it kind of teaches you to just be okay with work that maybe isn't your best and just move on. That's what I do think is really good about the challenge, is that on days where I did things that I probably wouldn't have posted on Instagram or couldn't really put as much time into it as I wanted to, I could just be like, all right, you know what? The day's over and tomorrow I'm going to do a new one. And so yeah, that aspect of it was good. All right, so here is my completed cover. Obviously you saw me doing it in acrylic paint. It looks a lot different from the other drawings that I did in this book. For some reason, the eyes are a lot bigger than what I usually do, but because I was using paint, I don't know, it was hard to see what I was doing, but I did have a lot of fun painting this. Probably one of the most fun of all the pieces that I did. So yeah, this was for the prompt celebration, the first prompt of the month, but the last one that I did. But I thought it'd be cool if I did the first prompt on the cover of this book. Okay, so these two are actually featured in another video that's on my channel, so I won't really go into detail, but this was for the prompt Warrior, and this one was for the prompt Sunset, and they are both two of my favorite drawings of the challenge. Okay, this one was also featured in that video. Yeah, it's a lot smaller than the other drawings. It was because I decided when I did this that I would probably start doing them smaller, but then I never used this size again. But yeah, this is also featured in that video, and this is for the prompt Starfish. Now this one, the prompt was Royalty, but it's actually one of the last ones that I completed. I really like how the dolphin turned out, and I liked this part of the tail and the concept. I think the idea is cool, but I'm not too happy with this top half. Honestly, I think it's just because I was doing 2 to 3 drawings a day in the end, so I was rushing, and I think if I wasn't doing that, it could have turned out better. But yeah, she's alright. This one was for the prompt Tsunami. So on my Instagram, when I posted this, I described this wave as rainbow vomit, basically whatever your art teacher tells you not to do, but I still think it looks pretty cool. My favorite part of the drawing is actually her tail though, It's kind of hidden by the wave, but I like the gradient that I did, and I like how she has like one fin. I think that looks really cool. I should have done this for more mermaids, because here I feel like it's overshadowed by the wave. But yeah, I like how she turned out. This one is obviously very different from all my other ones. I really wanted to do one drawing or one painting that was more detailed, that I spent more time on during the month, so I chose this one. It's for the prompt Tranquil, and she is based off of the koi fish. Even before the month started, I knew that I really wanted to do a koi fish mermaid, and so this is the one that when I saw the prompt list, I was like, okay, for Tranquil, I'm going to do a watercolor piece that's just going to be different from all the rest. So yeah, it doesn't really match my other drawings, but it's definitely my favorite. But I feel like it's cheating to say that just because I spent so much more time on it. So this one took me 6.5 to 7.5 hours, around there, whereas my other drawings in this book took me between an hour and a half to 3, maybe 3.5 hours for some of them. So this one is definitely one of my favorites in the entire book, and it is for the theme heroic. It is one kind of it was still like kind of the beginning of quarantine when I started this, and so that's why really all that was on my mind at the time was COVID and MerMay. So really all I could think about for heroic was some sort of healthcare worker. Plus, I'd already done a warrior mermaid, so I didn't really want to do that again. And so yeah, I really like how she turned out. I like the pose, and I like how her tail, like her fin comes out like that, and her gloves. Basically, I wouldn't change anything about her. I think she turned out really well. And then this one, it's supposed to be oriented this way, but it's for the prompt Best Buddy. So the mermaid is actually based off of one of my friends, and her favorite animal is a turtle. So I thought it would be perfect to do a mermaid with a sea turtle. Did I say the prompt was Best Buddy? Yeah. So yeah. Also, this was the first time that I started doing this circle frame around the mermaids. I don't do it for all of them, but I think for the ones I did do, it ends up looking really good. Okay. This one is honestly one of my least favorites of the entire month. It is for the prompt Ashamed. Randomly, I was thinking about different ideas for mermaids and what I could do for MerMay, and I thought, oh, wouldn't it be interesting if I did a mermaid in a raincoat in the rain for some reason. I don't know. It really doesn't make any sense, and also, I don't like how it was executed either. The raincoat doesn't look great, her face doesn't look great, and I don't like drawing straight across bangs because I'm not good at it, not because I don't like them. But yeah, this just could have turned out a lot better. I think the background looks kind of interesting, but the mermaid itself, not a huge fan. This one was for the prompt Outcast, and so I did a Jellyfish Mermaid because I thought that went with the prompt because I guess she's different from the other mermaids. One person pointed out to me that it kind of looked like highlighter, which I did actually use Copic markers. But yeah, I can see that based on the colors that I chose, it does kind of look like highlighter, and also since I didn't add lines. I just thought it would look cooler without line art, but now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I should have added it. I'm not sure. But either way, this one was really fun and also really, really quick, so this was a super chill one to do. I'm not really super excited about the top half, but the bottom half was really fun. Okay, this one was for the prompt Fury. So there were two prompts in here that were really, really similar, Fury and Wrath, and so I didn't want to do like anger for both of them, and so I decided to interpret Fury as the mythological creature, so that is why she's winged. I think she turned out alright. I like how her tail looks a little bit different than most of the tails that I drew. These wings were really, really hard to do. They don't look like much, but for some reason, imagining how they would be oriented like in this space, they took me forever to sketch out. It took me absolutely way too long. But yeah, also, yeah. But I wouldn't change anything except probably maybe putting something actually on the pages of this book, but I was just too lazy to do that. But yeah, I think she's cute. This one is absolutely my least favorite drawing of all the drawings that I did. It was the very last, besides the acrylic one, it was the very last one that I completed. And I kept putting it off because I had done so many sketches of it that I was tired of it. And I ended up just coloring this one because it was the easiest one. And it took me about 30 minutes. And I really hate it. Okay, no, I don't hate everything about it. I like the pose, but there's no details whatsoever. I like how this hand turned out and this hand. But yeah, I don't like it. Also, it was supposed to be based off of an anglerfish, but the only thing that has any similarity to it is this, which I don't even know what you call this, but I was too scared to look up a reference for what they look like because they look scary, but also I couldn't get the idea out of my head, so I still had to do it, so it ended up looking like this. I know that they're not this color, but anyways, it doesn't matter. I just not a huge fan of this one. Okay, these are both supposed to be oriented landscape, but yeah, this one was for the prompt Adrift, and I think it's one of the better ones that I did of the month. The raft was really annoying to draw and color in, but I like how this part looks. I like this hand and the bottle. The only thing I would change, I think her forehead looks a little bit big. But besides that, I like her outfit and her tail and the colors. And yeah, she's cute. This one, besides the alien one, this is probably my second least favorite. It is the only one where I have two humanoid characters in it, so that made it really hard. The pose is fine, I guess. The thing I don't like about it is the color schemes of the two characters. They look really bad together, honestly, and so yeah, the idea is good. It was based off of, this is for the prompt Rescued, and so this was based off of the scene from The Little Mermaid, except with random characters. Yeah, I don't like this one. Okay, this is also one of the later ones I did. I think I did like 3 drawings on the very last day, and this was one of them. I think it was the first one I did that day, and it's for the prompt Deity. And so I really like this one. I definitely drew it too small on the page, but you can't tell on Instagram. I don't love how her face turned out, and honestly, the entire drawing is pretty simple. I feel like I just kind of give the illusion that it's not because of the background, but the background is also very simple. But I do like the overall design. I just think it would have looked better if I put more time into it, but I didn't have time that day. This one is probably in my top 3, maybe my top 2, maybe it's my favorite. I don't know. It is one of my favorites of all the marker ones that I did. It was for the prompt Crustacean. And so this is another one that I was really struggling with because I'm just not good at drawing creatures, I guess. And so I was drawing a half crab, half human type creature, and I started inking it, and when it came to coloring it, I was too scared because I thought it looked too much like a bug, and honestly, all crustaceans kind of look like bugs, so I really didn't want to do that. So I was like, okay, what can I do instead so that I actually have fun with it and draw something that I want to draw? So I made the prompt crust instead, and that made me think of sandwiches, which made me think of peanut butter jelly. So here is my peanut butter jelly mermaid. I think she's really cute. My favorite part of it is like all the little highlights on the jelly parts, because jelly is of course like super reflective, so I think that looks really cute. And yeah, she's one of my favorites. I will probably draw her again because she was a lot of fun to draw. My only question is, does the strawberry jelly look good, or should I have done grape jelly? I don't know. But besides that, I really like her. Okay, this one was for the prompt Wreckage. I like the concept still, I just don't think I was able to translate it well, like actually onto the paper. But it's supposed to be a mermaid that was in a fishbowl, which broke, and like this illustration is supposed to pick like the moment after it's broke, so she's like surprised, like, oh, my fishbowl broke. And the fish is very sad, so yeah, I don't know, doesn't really translate, but yeah. This one was for the prompt Wrath, and I think it's one of my most successful of all of my drawings. I'm noticing a trend that like the more simple ones are more successful. But yeah, she's a boxer mermaid. I really like her hoodie and her gloves, and I think the color scheme looks really good. Red and green are of course complementary colors, so of course it would look good. But yeah, I think overall she turned out really nice. Okay, this one. I was really happy to be doing this one because, again, I was doing multiple drawings a day because I was very, very behind in the challenge. And so this one was super, super quick. I think I did the whole thing, like the inking and the coloring, in probably an hour. Sketching, inking, and coloring in about an hour. But I still think, even though it was such a short time, I think I was successful. So the theme was ancestors, and she's supposed to be like a ghost mermaid. My favorite part is how she's like kind of translucent, so you can kind of see the anchor through like her body and her hair. So yeah, I think that looks cool. And then this one is for the prompt futuristic. At the time of completing it, I thought that she looked really good. I was like, dang, I did a really good job. And like in terms of the coloring, I think it looks fine, but honestly, I don't love it. The tail is interesting. I like how the tail is unique, but her hair, I just can't get over her hair. Her hair just looks like it would be really greasy if she was real. I don't know what these things are, but my favorite part of the drawing are these little bubbles in these tubes. I don't know what their function is, but I think that they look cool. Okay. This is one of my least favorites that I did. It was for the prompt Ablaze, and so I did another winged mermaid, supposed to be based off of a dragon. I like some of my ideas. Her wings are kind of like really torn up, I guess because she burned them or something. I don't know. I don't know why wings would be designed like that if you're a dragon. Seems like a poor design choice, but either way, I like the idea of it. But I wish, so the color scheme that I used for her armor and for her hair, I wish I had just stuck to that color scheme for the entire drawing. I think what makes it look kind of bad is that it's just too many different colors. Yeah. And also, drawing characters like facing straight forward is also really hard, so that's another thing. This one was for the prompt Siren Song, and I really like how it turned out. I like how I did the harp. I draw another instrument that you'll see later that was much less successful, but I think the harp looks really good. I like how her tail is. I don't know why a tail would look like that, but it does. The only thing is, I like how I tried to experiment with different outfits, but I think it would look better if she wasn't wearing this, whatever this top is. But yeah, I think she's cute. Okay, another one that I am not super proud of. This was for the prompt Treasure. I really like, I can't think of a single thing in this drawing that I like, to be completely honest. I don't like how she turned out, and I hate, like, it doesn't look like much, but drawing all these straight lines in the chest is really tedious, and so I rushed, and that's why it just doesn't look good. Also, funny story about this one, I completely forgot to draw the tail. Like, I was literally coloring it, and the tail still wasn't there, so I just added that in. So yeah, not a huge fan of this one. This one is really simple. It was for the prompt Shark, so I was debating doing either a shark with a mermaid or a shark mermaid, and I decided to go with the latter. And for some reason, I couldn't get the idea of a lifeguard out of my head, but I think she looks really good. Yeah, just really simple. I think it's fine. Okay, this one was one, like, as I was doing it, I wasn't really excited about it, but in the end, I was like, oh, that actually looks really pretty. So, it was for the prompt of Shore. My favorite thing about it is, I think I did a good job of using probably more colors than I should, but, like, still having it look good together. That's kind of my goal, is, like, to be able to use as many colors as I want, but still have it look good in the end. So, yeah. I also like the water effects. Did I say it was for the prompt Shore? Yeah. Yeah, and the little details. This was one of the last ones that I did, but I still apparently had time for all these details. So yeah, I like how she turned out. This one, is for the prompt punk. She's okay. This is the instrument that I said did not turn out as successfully. One, it's definitely too big for her body, and two, I don't know, it just doesn't look good. Also, as I was drawing this, I feel like the perspective looks a little bit off. I'm not gonna go too into that, but yeah, I like her top and her gloves and her fishnet tail, or I like the idea of her fishnet tail. I think I could have done it better though, but yeah, she's just okay. This one was for the prompt Bestial. It is definitely one of my favorites that I did the entire month, just because I think she looks really cute. I pretty much like everything about this drawing. I decided to do a half fox, half mermaid, which makes absolutely no sense, but I like how she looks. This one was for the prompt Orphan. So it is a mermaid holding a baby. I don't know if it's a mermaid baby or if it's a human baby. I was imagining a human as I was doing it, but people were coming up with their own stories in the comments of my Instagram post. So yeah, I really have no opinion on this one. I think she looks fine, but yeah. Okay, and the last two. This one was for the prompt Pirate. I think she looks okay. I like how I tried to add some sort of, like, make it a little bit different with the different accessories. My favorite part is probably her tail, how it's like kind of torn up. But yeah, she's okay. And the last one, Smartphone. This is another one that I think is just all right. I feel like there's a lot of different things in the image that I like, but I don't like them together. So like this fin like reminds me of a butterfly, but it doesn't really match anything else in the drawing. But I like the idea. I don't see how it works with the drawing. And then the tail is like pastel galaxy themed, but like again, doesn't go with the rest of it. And then the top is like a corset bra, which again doesn't match anything else. Like I like all the concepts on their own, but they don't look good together. So pretty much she looks like she doesn't know how to dress herself. I don't know. I do like this hand a lot though. I think that turned out really, really good. But yeah, that is my last drawing of the month, and that was my mermaid. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely let me know which drawings were your favorite, if you had any. And also don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed. Also, if you're not yet, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this. Again, thanks for watching and hope to see you soon.